So yeah, I wish we grilled Thomas Reed a little bit more about his obligations around calling out the treason.
Well, I will refer that question to the academic guru, not just out of cowardice, but because I am an intelligence guru. I learned a lot about history, but what I learned in my days in government is do not let the intelligence gurus become policy wonks. You really get the intelligence people, what do you know? I mean, that was Colin Powell's questions, were don't tell me what you think, tell me what you know.
I'm the dean.
Oh, you're the dean?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Did you get information from Richard Gage, AIA, who's the head architect of architects and engineers for 9/11?
Sometime like 2 years ago, he cornered me.
Oh, he did?
As I was leaving my office. Yes.
Did you get to look at it? What is your perspective?
I'm not a civil engineer or architect, so I can't really comment on that.
You're not the dean, are you?
I'm leaving.
Oh, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Richard Gage. I'm with Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. Okay. And we have 435 architects and engineers putting their reputations on the line, demanding a real investigation of the collapse of the Twin Towers.
Okay.
But Richard Gage says it's basically, we're talking about 7th grade physics, and there are
It's
structural.
not so simple. I don't think it's so simple.
Okay.
I'm afraid it's not so simple.
Okay, but here, I'll give you their latest information. I mean, because basically it just goes through the rapid onset of destruction, and NIST just didn't even cover any of the destruction of the building. 10,000 pages up to, they said, collapse initiation, right?
Well,
so that's like saying then magic happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there are people that can come up with a different opinion than they have actually. So.
But there's got to be something that's the truth, right? And we got to have a debate.
You do simulations, right? And if you do simulate, I mean, if you see a big plane with the power of destruction that carry with it, I mean, that's basically almost like a nuclear bomb. All this energy that the fuel had.
The building was designed to have a fully loaded 707 crash into it. That was the largest plane at the time. I believe that the building probably could sustain multiple impacts of jetliners because this structure is like the mosquito netting on your screen door, this intense grid, and the jet plane is just a pencil puncturing that screen netting. It really does nothing to the screen netting.
And then you're familiar with it. I'll give you this paper, the nanothermite remnants that was found in the dust. It was in the Open Chemical Physics Journal back in April, I believe, with 9 scientists from around the world. Okay. Do you want the abstract or the whole copy?
You can find my email address, and you can do you can send me the link.
Okay, I'll give you that link, and I'll just give you this pamphlet for now.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We have a specific problem from one of our petition signers. How do we have, from the North Tower which collapsed, the 4-ton perimeter wall units, 9 of them have been ejected off of the 76th floor and landing 600 feet away on top of the Winter Garden's roof. So he's put, Joseph Princiota has put together many exhibits, and we wanted to ask your help and as a peer review request. So because we don't have all of the engineering skills resources that you have at this university.
Okay.
We're also hoping that when you look at this, you'll be intrigued enough to realize that there must have been some other source of energy pushing this front, such as explosives. And indeed,
I can look at it, and I don't know if we can review it or not, but we always are open to.
Yes, one of your faculty or graduate students. It should take about 20 minutes. It's not a complex problem.
It cannot be 20 minutes.
Well, it's simple physics, I think.
Well, okay, well. Okay.
And then we hope that'll encourage you to take a look at some of the other intriguing problems with 9/11 collapses, such as the fact that there's no floors found at the bottom of the Twin Towers. They've all been completely pulverized, 110 of them, the concrete's been pulverized.
Well,
there's no stacks found at the bottom.
Okay, well, what I can tell you is we received many publications of this. I'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at it and see what happens.
Thank you. And 435 architects and engineers would not be conspiracy theorists. We don't do that. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
We spoke to these two really cool middle-aged African American women afterwards, and one of them was asking, what we knew about this stuff. She asked me at first whether I was like in the intelligence agencies or something like that because I knew my facts so well, and I said no. I'm actually trying to call out those elements within the intelligence agencies that commit treason. And then the other woman said something about, are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said no, I'm a conspiracy factualist. And then Paul and I spoke with them for probably like 20 minutes afterwards and told them all about 9/11. And one of the women knew a lot actually about what had happened and knew about the sort of bigger forms of global conspiracies, and the other woman didn't know anything about it. So it was very interesting. And like Paul, I think you said, Paul, that woman who began to realize that she'd been lied to on such a massive scale around 9/11, began to face it. She's never going to be able to return to not questioning everything that she's told by those forces that seek to deceive her. So that was really cool end to the evening was with these two women, and it shows the power of dialogue and discourse and of questions, and even if this guy sort of slimed out of the question, other people saw him slime out of the question. That's what this woman who didn't know the facts around 9/11. She said she saw him be evasive and not want to deal with the question, not want to egg on any more facts. So now it's time for all people of conscience, Jews, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus, Sikhs, and atheists, and people who base their whole life on reason, time to speak the truth. And the truth spoken has powerful effects, even sometimes when there's no answers. So
Great.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you again, Paul, for witnessing.